Oh, I got to do it.
Oh, Josh left. 3, 2, 1. The Spread, Season 4, Episode 5.
Fred, season 5.
Episode 5. Break. What up, everybody? We're back for another episode of The Spread. Josh will get back in here as soon as he can. But Daniel, this is it. This is the prediction episode. This is the episode where we
This
have
is
to-
the one I've been excited. Like, I
This-
ain't gonna lie, I'm still trying to finish the last couple ones that I'm like really, because this is taking me a few hours. This is
Yeah.
probably the longest one it's taken me in a long
you
time.
got to put a lot of thought into it because this is it. See, games
Now-
start Thursday, and you got it.
Are you as nervous as I am for my season opener?
Yes. The Buccaneers. I am more nervous for a team that's supposedly worse than us than I would be for a team that's better than us, because if we lose to the Bucks, what does that say about us? You know?
That's true.
What does that say about
Yeah.
us?
And nobody sees the Bucks as like a threat to the NFC. You know?
Right.
So the fact that, I feel that. But I have like a little bit less than that when it comes to the boys, because it's like the Giants were at least in the mix of stuff, you know? They were getting better as the season was going on.
Yeah, so you got the Giants starting off.
You know, it's funny, fun fact. It just shows how hard it is to be a parent, because Zeke, my youngest child, and for anybody that's watching, yes, my son's name is Ezekiel. In regards to Ezekiel Elliott, 50-50 relation. That's it. I'll keep it honest with that. But this mofo was playing for the Giants. Like, that's his flag football team. I was like, ugh.
There you go.
But-
You got Josh
yeah.
back on.
Sorry. Season 5
Yeah,
of Seth Meyers break.
Great. Welcome back to The Spread, everybody.
Welcome back.
So we're doing season predictions today. This is kind of the big episode of the year, one of the big episodes of the year, where we got to break down all the awards, all of our team records, and we got to predict the Super Bowl right here on The Spread. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into a little bit of MVP talk, because last year, if you guys remember, we all had Josh Allen unanimously winning MVP. I feel like that's not going to be the case this year.
No,
Nope.
yeah, I'm not officially off the Bills bandwagon, but I'm off the MVP Josh Allen bandwagon.
Right.
I think that window is come and gone for him to like really take it by the horns. And there's just other players that,
I feel like it's wide open this year for real.
true.
I feel like we might have some differing opinions.
I know we will have different opinions, Tyler.
I will go first. MVP this year. You know him. You love to hate him. I feel like Jalen Hurts has MVP on lock.
What?
Best team in the league. Easiest path to MVP in my eyes. Running that division again this year would definitely, because there's never been a repeat division winner, right, for the last 20 years. So if he goes and repeats as a division winner in the NFC East, that is a feat on its own. I mean,
Yeah, no, for real.
that would put him,
And like last year was the first year that an MVP in the regular season actually won a Super Bowl since like Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
So that was like back when y'all was not even born yet.
so I feel like just the path is so easy for him. I mean, just throwing it to the receiving core he has, and the line he has, and the defense he has. I feel like he has the easiest path. and repeat. Like I said, repeating as a division winner in that division hasn't been done for 20 years. So
It's gonna be interesting.
that's my pick.
Daniel.
For me, I am gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say Lamar.
Stop.
I think this is gonna be a year that we see Lamar catapult, and not just with his legs, but with his arm too. Obviously, health is gonna play a huge factor with that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lamar just because he is best rushing quarterback the league's ever seen. In just in regards to his speed and the way he hits the holes and out of bounds. And he also has a decent arm. It's better than Vick's. Vick had a pretty decent arm. Obviously not better than like Randall Cunningham or nothing like that. But just in regards to scrambling, I think it's equal to Steve Young's because Steve Young's arm, like if you look at his highlights, like they weren't that great in regards to arm talent. He just had Terrell Owens kind of bailing him out. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking with.
All right. I've just stopped messing around. I'm just gonna say Patrick Mahomes.
There you go.
Dude, that was my second option, but I was like, no, Daniel. Do not fall. Don't bite on the bait. Because
I figured I'd be the one. I'm usually not, but I'm just like
except with the Chargers. But yeah, you're right.
I'm just done. I'm just done acting like he's not.
He's not that guy.
Yeah. He's gonna win it consecutively for a couple of years. I really don't think, as far as Daniels goes, Lamar Jackson is gonna be getting it if he can't stay healthy for an entire season and he doesn't go that far until the playoffs. Jalen has a good opportunity to win it. I think you say that they're the best team, but I don't know if they are anymore. I think so many pieces fell off. I think they're younger. And
Jalen Carter is that biggest X factor for them, man, for that defense. If he can be what he should be from Georgia, then their defense is gonna catch right back on like where they were last year.
Yeah, of your comment, Logan Hanley, what's up, bro? It's my guy. He goes, let's see Josh's bias Bears record. We'll get there, Logan. Don't worry.
I'll slow you roll, dog. I can't wait there. Nothing's gonna top that 14-2 though. Like every year, I'm like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? But no, he's learned his lesson.
You'd have to say 14-3 now.
Yeah, that was the last bitch year, I believe, right?
It was the year after the double doink, so emotions were high, but anyways, Tyler.
Okay, so that is MVP. Just a little bit more on the Eagles. I mean, we don't gotta go into too much details, but I feel like bringing back Jason Kelce was a huge point for them. And really all they lost was CJ Gardner-Johnson on defense, and that doesn't stop Jalen Hurts from winning MVP. So
they I think they lost like two of their interior linemen. Now they're getting second year Jordan Davis there, and they're getting Carter, but they didn't lose I think they lost Montez Sweat, and then they lost, God, who is their starting nose tackle? Hargrave.
The defensive tackle.
Yeah. So he's on the 49ers.
Yeah.
So he is a huge asset
that
they're
huge
losing.
piece, yes.
Yeah, the pendulum just swung to the 49ers in that sense.
They also lost TJ Edwards to the Bears, who was a key factor for that defense. Gardner-Johnson, yeah, he did leave. He was a big part of their defense, though. Slay came back. Jacoby Dean's supposed to be starting. So, like I said, it's a young team on the defensive side. Offensively, I think they're gonna do a little bit of what they did last year, if not more. I don't know if I could say that they're the best team, though.
I honestly can't believe too much Eagles talk right now, but that they didn't change the old quarterback sneak rule after last year.
I'm glad they didn't,
Yeah.
because as much as I hate it, it's like it's the same thing with people tripping about, oh, let's penalize Cam Newton for dabbing.
Yeah.
If you don't want him to celebrate in the end zone, don't let him get in the end zone. You don't got to worry about it. You know, if you don't want them to get the 4th and 1 inches, don't let them get
Right.
the 4th and 1.
We got
Don't let them get the 31. You know, that's what you got to worry about.
a viewer comment. James Caution. What's up, James? He says, "You guys think Cooper Cup will play next season?" Kind of a little side road here. Cooper Cup got hurt. Kind of
Yeah,
suffered
his
a setback. His
back.
hamstring, I think it's his hamstring.
Hamstring.
I don't think he'll be 100% this entire season, especially with a hamstring injury.
He won't play a full season. I don't think he'll play a full season. I think once he comes back, he'll try to go, and he's going to get another injury. He's gonna be like, yeah, we done. And then he's going to try to ship out next year.
The Logan and I actually were talking, and we were thinking that the Rams need to trade him just to get at least some compensation back. Did any of you guys have him in any of these categories this season? I know he was probably in our last season categories for like offensive player of the
Cooper
year.
Cup? No. Cooper Cup's done. In regards to the upper echelons of, number one.
Well,
Obviously, he's still a talent.
in regards to the Rams, at least, I think,
Yeah.
until he gets to a new team with a better O-line, better quarterback situation, because he's an injured guy playing with a bunch of injured guys. I mean, that's what the Rams are right now, unfortunately. So I wouldn't, waste his career there. If I were him, I would look to get some reps in this season just to prove you still got it, and then try to get out as quickly as possible, because he could be 1,000-yard receiver again. It's just a matter of getting on the right situation on the right team.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Offensive player of the year. Let's hop into this real quick. I will start unless you guys have you guys want to start. But offensive player of the year. This is a big one, a little different than MVP. Sometimes they are the same, but my offensive player of the year is none other than your boy, Justin Jefferson. I'm ready to jump on the hype wagon of the 2,000-yard season.
Really?
We got rid of our only running back. So every first down, second
Airing it out.
down, fourth down, we're throwing the ball. Does not matter. Just get it there somehow. And yeah, I'm hoping for that 2,000-yard season. That would be really fun to watch. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Justin Jefferson.
Respect. For me, I was before I say the pick, I will go my reason why. I think this is the year for this dude to remind the league that he was that guy kind of before Justin Jefferson came in the league. His best BFF, Jamar Chase. I think this is going to be the year that him and Joe Burrows is going to not necessarily capitalize on the dubs, because I think they're doing that in regards to quarterback receiver combination. But I just think in regards to really laying it on, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd thing, I think they're both kind of understanding their role, that they're not the number one guy, and they're just going to kind of tag team back and forth for one from 2A, 2B, or whatever the case. Jamar's the number one guy. Their tight end room and the Bengals isn't all that great. Joe Mixon he's a 1,000-yard rusher, but I don't think that he is going to be a deep 1,000-yard rusher. Maybe 10, 50, 1,100, no more than like 1138, something like that. Just because they're going to be airing the ball out more, and in that conference with all those quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, that's the only way. That's just the name of the game. We'll have to air it out. The receiver is going to be able to kind of benefit from that. So I'm going with Jamal.
I'm with you, Tyler. I'm going Justin Jefferson. I think it's kind of crazy because this is how you know that Justin Jefferson is just that good is whenever a guy like Kirk Cousins, who is not as good as Joe Burrow as far as like potential. I think we all know what Kirk can do, and I don't think he's bad at all. But I think when you have somebody as good as Joe Burrow throwing you the ball, you should almost expect for that whatever receiver is going to be there to be MVP or Offensive Player of the Year. But I think it says more about Justin Jefferson the fact that I think he will get Offensive Player of the Year with very, I don't know, I wouldn't say very little around him, but with Kirk Cousins, the statue back there, is still throwing him the ball because 2nd and 3, 4th and 1, 4th and 10, 4th and 30, 3rd and 20. It's like you just throw it up to Justin Jefferson, he's gonna go get it. So he is a huge X factor for every team. It's almost crazy how open he gets, and I think that's why. I think Jamar Chase is a good receiver. I just wonder if you put Justin Jefferson on every 30, like all 32 teams, if he would be just as good on every single team, or would Jamar Chase be as good as on every single team? And I genuinely can say that Justin Jefferson would be way better and more consistent on every single team than Jamar Chase would. I think he's just that good. So I'm taking Jefferson, and I like comparing them, and I'm kind of glad that you chose that, Daniel, because they are very similar, and they literally got drafted. They're friends, they're brothers, whatever, you know. But yeah, I got Jonas.
Another reason I have for that is if our season starts going poorly, I feel like we will still try to go for the Justin Jefferson 2,000-yard season. Like, I feel like we'll actually switch our mindset over to, we're not making the playoffs. Let's just make sure Justin Jefferson gets 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
Because like the thing that I think the reason that I think that's the sole reason why Jefferson would win it.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like he has a better chance to win it because of that. Because like obviously I'm not shitting on the Vikings. Like the Vikings offensive scheme isn't a balanced winning scheme.
Right.
It's a hey, let's fill these seats. Let's do what we can do. We have the most famous wide receiver. My son's getting his hair twisted right now, and he had looked up a picture of Justin Jefferson's hair. So it's like that is going to be the claim to fame. Like, obviously, that doesn't mean the Vikings are a bad franchise, but they're going to utilize their meal ticket, their cow, their money cow, and it's Jefferson. And the only way that's going to happen is get him in a chance for MVP racing and Offensive Player of the Year racing. And last year, you know, so I agree. But I'm rooting for Jamar Chase because I feel like Jamar Chase gets shitted on because everybody thinks that Justin Jefferson is the only top receiver like in the league. And I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, I picked Jamar last year, but it's a different year this year.
Yeah, different year.
Let's go ahead and talk about Defensive Player of the Year.
This one is this is gonna be fun.
This one is tough. It's interesting. As we've seen over the last few years, the NFL's trying to get rid of defense. You know, no one likes to play defense anymore. Every game's a 50-point game. So it's rare that you find some of these defensive guys that step up and come into the league and really change things up. One guy that's been consistent to me throughout the last few years is Aaron Donald. That's not my pick, though. My pick has to be TJ Watt. If TJ Watt stays healthy, I feel like he might get the sack record this year. That Steelers team is trying to win this season. I feel like everything is not in place to make a deep playoff run, but they are trying to get to the playoffs this season. And one way you do that is TJ Watt just wreaking havoc in the backfield. Setting that sack record would bolster this franchise in a huge way, and I think he's going to go for it. So TJ Watt's my pick.
Before Daniel goes, I'm going to say mine is Michael Parsons.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
Um,
I was petrified to pick Micah
Yeah.
because as much as I wanted to be him, like I don't know. I can't because and obviously that's not the main thing I want for the course. I'm not gonna pick. For defensive player of the year, I'm going to explain why. I think that this player is going to have a bigger spotlight under him, and I think that he is going to capitalize under everything that's going on there because that side of the ball for this team doesn't have as much pressure as the other side. And I think Sauce is going to be the defensive player of the year. I think
what?
I think he has the opportunity to lead the league in interceptions, just because I feel like everybody's going to be wanting a gun at the Jets, and I don't know. I'm rocking with Sauce this year. I feel like there's so many good pass rushers, and at the end of the day, like if the sack leader is leaning past the 20 sacks or however many sacks, 18, 19, and averaging almost 2 sacks a game, they're probably going to go for that. But if Sauce can lead the league in interceptions and have a couple pick sixes, I think it'll be him. So I'm gonna rock with him. And I want somebody else besides Gilmore to be the only DB to be defensive player of the year in the last decade. I
It's
think
doable.
Sauce
I,
has,
I definitely think if Stephon Gilmore got it, then Sauce can definitely get it.
And Sauce
Yeah,
is
'cause
better than Stephon Gilmore. He has
yeah,
higher
Stephon
ceiling.
Gilmore he's up here, the best DB in regards to them too. But Sauce's athletic ability and the opportunity he's going to have, I mean, he's going to be in division with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is going to throw at
A
least
lot of picks.
he's going to throw a lot. He's
And
going to be
Tua.
yeah, and Tua. And imagine when Tua go down and they try to call on Ryan Fitzpatrick again. You reading to tell me he's not going to have
Ryan
opportunity
Fitzpatrick.
in his division alone? He should have like 5 or 6 interceptions, man. So I'm rolling with Sauce.
Sauce is actually a really good pick. I mean, he's had a year to study these quarterbacks that he's going to be playing against.
And
And
he's
they
playing with
throw-
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and they
I
throw
just
a
feel
lot
like-
of picks. Yeah.
I feel like the fact that he was able to be that good with having Joe Flacco as his quarterback, Zach Wilson as his quarterback, and now he has Aaron
I can't
Rodgers,
believe Joe Flacco started a game last year.
ugly ass. No.
Yeah, so Mike is my pick. Mike is my pick. I think seeing him in training camp,
He's a dog.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm- to the point to where you can't run plays because it's just consistently getting blown up. It says a lot, but no, I think he's gonna take over this league if he hasn't already. I think he'll lead the league in sacks. I think he'll get there faster than TJ Watt, and I think he'll possibly break the record. But
Oh, hey, look, Josh. I know we like to disagree a lot, but boy, you talking that talk right now because that's literally what I was. And the main thing that I've been saying all offseason, the moment that Micah decided to be a Von Miller instead of a Fred Warner, that's changing the entire defense. Because since he's been in the league, me and EJ was arguing about this because I said if Micah played as many snaps as TJ pass rushing, he's better. TJ Watt is amazing. But Micah Parsons has kept up with him in regards to tackles, sacks, pressures, forced fumbles, all that. And he's dropped in zone. He's played middle linebacker. He's played pass rush. He's done all you can do in the box. He's been in the back of the box, the front of the box, middle of the box. He's been everywhere. And he still put up those numbers. But now you're going to have him specifically an edge rusher. Like he said, I'm putting my hand in dirt for the rest of the year. Like I don't want to do nothing else. Like let me just pass rush. Me and D-Law, we're going to get the running backs. We're going to do all that. We're going to head hunt. Hot Boys is officially back. So, but I'm so scared to be like, yeah, that's it.
yeah, I didn't say that. I said he's gonna get defensive player of the year. I'm not saying y'all are bad.
No, the Hot Boys defense. I'm talking about Hot Boys defense. It's a Dallas thing. You don't get it. Hot Boys defense. Yeah, we out. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to be, and if Sauce don't get it, obviously Mike is my second pick.
All
There
right,
we
I want to
go.
start offensive rookie of the year.
Go ahead.
Woo-hoo. I'm excited for the offense. Yeah, mine's a little,
Offensive rookie of the year, Zay Flowers.
Oh, that's a good pick. Risky pick.
you almost made me choke on my water with that one.
Zay Flowers.
Ready.
I think he's going to be a wide receiver number one as far as like statistics go for the Ravens. Seeing what he did in the playoffs, Zach. I don't know if you're watching, but this is all I'm going to say good about the Ravens all year. But I think seeing him in the preseason game and him go like 4 for 4 for a touchdown, and it was just effortless. I think he has the possibility of like doing a lot better than OBJ and Bateman, and I think his ability to get out in open space is going to help him on a whole nother level, almost like Hollywood Brown, but I think better. And I think Hollywood Brown was more of a vertical threat. I think Zay Flowers is everything threat. So it's going to be fun seeing him play. It was already fun seeing him play in the preseason. They're like, yeah, no, you're done. Like, take your shoulder pads off, take your cleats off, you're good. So I say Zay Flowers. Look, if Garrett Wilson got Offensive Player of the Year last year, he didn't do that much. Like Zay Flowers can really play. So I'm taking Zay Flowers.
Go ahead, Daniel. See what you got.
I'm gonna go with the best running back in the draft, Bijan Robinson. I think that offense, he's gonna be that offense. Running back, obviously, Drake London is a stud. But you're gonna need a pass blocking to get him the ball. You're gonna need more than bubble screens just to get him the ball. So Bijan Robinson, he's gonna in that division does not have a whole lot minus the Panthers. And the Saints are kind of to be determined just because they're getting a lot older. And they're better on the back end rather than the front seven anymore. Even though DeMar Davis is a stud and Davenport and Cam Jordan, they're all really good. But a lot of people run up the score on the Saints now. So I think Bijan Robinson is set to kind of take that league over, and Atlanta's going to have a running back for at least 5-6 years that they haven't had since everybody was tripping over Michael Turner for 1 year. Like when everybody thought Michael Turner was the best running back ever for that 1 year, that's going to be him. So, yeah, I got Bijan.
That's a good pick. Popular pick, definitely with his role in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
I
would think people would pick Bryce Young, honestly.
No, the people are staying away from the quarterbacks this year. Like just
look
away.
That was honestly like when I was initially sitting down, I was torn between CJ and Bryce just because their offensive weapons in regards to tight ends and receivers, they're the best. And obviously the Panthers are still like kind of drunk as hell, but they Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders. What's up? It cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and then CJ Stroud. They got the running backs that they got in their running backs room. They got Dalton Schultz. He's all right. He's a good safety blanket. Every rookie quarterback needs a decent tight end to survive. And unless you have a superstar wide receiver that knows how to play in the numbers and outside of the numbers. And obviously, the Texans line has gotten a little bit better. So I don't know. But obviously I'm rocking with Bijan Robinson because Texas all day.
I think we'll talk about it here in a second, but obviously.
Yeah, what you got?
I got JSN for the Seahawks.
Ooh,
like
the receiver.
Yes, if Geno can repeat last year, I mean, for the first, I don't know what it was, 8 weeks, he was the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, highest completion percentage, and then he kind of tailed off at the end. But the Seahawks are, I mean, JSN with Metcalf, with Lockett, all three of those guys healthy, that is an offense. That is a three-headed dragon. And JSN will be getting a lot of those targets just based off the fact that you can split the ball up a lot. And I feel like he's going to be a highlight reel, honestly. I feel like he's going to be a sideline guy, big play guy.
Yeah.
And once you got those highlights up, like that's how you get your
Yeah,
rookie of the year
that's how
right
you get the
there.
buzz for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jackson Spencer I always say it wrong. Njigba. But yeah, he's up there. Obviously, like let's talk about the quarterbacks a little bit more. Bryce Young, Stroud,
I really think
Anthony
Anthony
Richardson.
Richardson, people need to chill on him.
Yeah.
I think the thing that everybody's saying, like, oh, he's a project. Anthony Richardson better than Jameis Winston. Would you rather have Anthony Richardson or Derek Carr this year?
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
On the team Derek Carr is on, not
Derek
just
Carr.
on the Colts. I don't
Derek
know.
Carr.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm a big Derek Carr fan.
Derek Carr and Chris Olave, bro, and then add a decently healthy Michael Thomas, and then.
But that's the thing, though. You're using the weapons as why Derek Carr. If Anthony Richardson was on the Saints, that's the only reason why I'm saying it could be a comparison. Obviously, Anthony Richardson's weapons and situation is a little bit different.
The
but
question would be like, can Richardson because right now, just straight raw Anthony Richardson is not better than Derek Carr straight up.
No.
But,
Yeah.
No.
And it's been a while since we've seen a quarterback just come in and improve to a Derek Carr level in one season. That has not happened in recent history for these quarterbacks. I mean, Joe Burrow did it, and that's about it. So we'll see if he hit his ceiling or near his ceiling. I would take Richardson all day long because his arm is tremendous. His scrambling ability is tremendous. But he's a really raw talent. Like, this guy has to learn and develop. Honestly, if he could have sat behind a quarterback, he would have been way better off. If he could have sat behind,
he just didn't have no quarterback for him to sit behind.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
If he could have sat behind a Mahomes, Josh Allen,
Matt Ryan, at best, something.
Yeah, someone who could.
Phillip Rivers would have been all right.
Yeah, someone who could just teach him basic, timing,
some of the bad things to do,
throwing mechanics, all those type of things. He would have been in a way better situation. But if he improves all season, obviously he has to be able to take hits. He has to be able to get the ball downfield, and that's tough because the Colts receivers aren't that great. But yeah, he has a high ceiling. And then Stroud and Young, I just feel like they're not in good situations. I don't like the hopes for them developing this year at all. I feel like both of them are in a Trevor Lawrence, not as bad, but in a Trevor Lawrence situation for sure, where they're really going to struggle to develop behind those O lines. They're just not good. We'll see what happens. I will go ahead and start us off with some defensive rookie of the year. This one's tough. I feel like. But I will go ahead and I think take the easy pick, Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter has the best chance. I mean, he's not the highest defensive player taken in this draft, but I think he is the consensus number one at this point in preseason. But I don't have a lot of analysis on him. I just know he's a raw talent, and if he continues to improve from where he's at now, Jalen Carter is going to be a problem.
Yeah, so we have a few viewer comments. Logan says, "Oh, Brian Rapp, what's up, Brian?" He goes, "Bijan is him. Hoping for a good season out of my Falcons." The Falcons are definitely looking scary. Definitely young. Pitts, London, Bijan, and their quarterback, who's young, Ritter. Definitely a lot of talent now. They just need to put it together because this is Pitts' third year and they're not really doing anything with him. So, Brian also goes, Locke is better than Geno. How about that? Locke's career unfortunately is over before it really ever got going, Logan said.
Locke has never had a stretch like Gino had at the beginning of last season.
No, yeah, Locke ain't never. Even when he was in Denver rapping Young Jeezy, bro, man was not throwing it like that.
Right.
He had some big plays, but
Daniel Logan also goes, if Dak gets turnover heavy, would you be hesitant to move towards Lance?
how deep in the year are we talking? And what's our record? Those are the
Yeah.
only two things. Because if our record is showing that we're winning, Jerry Jones isn't going to.
Let's turn it positive. Let's say you guys are in a bunch of garbage time games because you guys are up by so much. Then do you throw it?
Then I'm okay with that. But if it's costing us games, I think he shit. I mean, I don't know, man.
You'd have to be like a 4-win team to throw Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Dak has to really Carson Wentz our season for him to get benched. Like, I mean, really Carson Wentz it up. I mean, Carson Wentz on the Commanders mess it up. If he'll do something like that to the point where the Commanders are in second place all year, or the Giants are in third too, and we're just bottom feeders, then Trey Lance is definitely coming in. But if not, and we're still in the contention, Jerry Jones ain't gonna do nothing to the end of the year because we still in it.
Yeah.
But as a Cowboy fan, that got 3 years to bring a Super Bowl to Dallas. That is the max. After that third season is over,
That's a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like max. I think it's gonna be more like 1.5 to 2, but 3 years is gonna be like.
Let me check how long Kirk has. 1 year this season. That's it. You're gone.
Ryan Rapp also goes, Richardson's best highlight was hitting a ceiling with the ball. Definitely true.
He's had good highlights this
Y'all
preseason.
tripping, man.
All right. What's next?
We're on defensive rookie of the year. I picked Jalen Carter.
All right, my defensive rookie of the year, which I think Jalen Carter is a very good option, but Emmanuel, I forget his last name. He's the cornerback, the rookie cornerback for Washington. Let me get his name.
Forbes.
Hold on, I just seen him.
Yeah,
The cornerback for
Emmanuel
Forbes from Mississippi State.
Yeah, so I think he's had a strong outing, almost kind of Sauce-esque. Kind of has that mentality a little bit.
Sauce.
But I think he can do it. The thing with Jalen Carter is like Jordan Davis was big coming out of Georgia last year, and he really didn't do much. It's kind of hard to bank on these nose tackles, these 3 techs to just like produce so much because, you know, how is he going to become defensive player of the year by getting like 8 sacks? I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that's realistic. And I don't know if you can name me the last rookie who had 8 sacks that got defensive player of the year. But I think Forbes can lock down one side of the field, and I think he's shown that at least, you know.
It reminds me a lot of Byron Jones. Byron Jones, he used to play for the Cowboys. He plays on the Dolphins now. I think he's their nickel corner, or they might move him to safety. It all depends on Jalen. But he would shut down the side of the field, but he wasn't an interception getter, which is why we got rid of him. But he was just a lockdown dude. Like the receiver stayed with a seatbelt on every time the ball was hiked. And I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah. So that's my guy.
My guy is still on the Eagles, but it is Nolan Smith. I think Nolan Smith is going to be on the field more than Jalen Carter in the beginning of the season, just because I think Jalen Carter is going to start off slow because of the expectations. I think he will pick it up, and it'll be a contention in regards to them two. But I think Nolan Smith is the Georgia boy that's ready to play a full 17 games right now. And I think Jalen Carter won't be ready until week 7 when he's like, oh, damn, this kid is really, you know, like he's really kind of getting his foot on the ground. But I think Nolan Smith doesn't have any hiccups to slow him down. So I'm going Nolan Smith. And I think because he's going to be an edge rusher, 90% of the time, I think he's going to have a lot of options for one-on-one coverage and or one-on-one, basically manning up with somebody because they're not going to chip Nolan Smith. They're going to be trying to chip the sack leader or the whatever Hassan Reddick. They're going to be trying to chip all these other people, you know?
Yeah. Defense player of the year is definitely interesting. Honestly, it could be like a 3rd round guy that just shows up and just, takes the league by storm. You never know. Comeback player of the year.
This one was hard.
This one, I have a 2-piece for this one, but it is fair on why it's a 2-piece. I'll start with this.
Go ahead.
Comeback player of the year. If the NFL is not holding grudges, it will be Calvin Ridley. Like, because bruh man sat out all year. Like, he played, but if the betting $1,500, whatever you do with that, if they're really going to hold him against that, then it won't be him. And if it won't be him, then it's going to be Tua. I think Tua is going to be able to put together a good 17 games, and he's going to be able to Dolphins, whatever that means. Him being on the field is going to make him comeback player of the year and playing decent. Like, that's how we can win it, just because everybody's remembering, the shit up in the air with his hands and stuff like that. Obviously, I'd love for Damar Hamlin to be it, but I just don't think he's going to get a lot of PT. I think he's more of like the token injured dude, the Ryan Shazier. Not in regards to being able to play, because I think Damar's still going to be able to play, but I don't think they're going to have him on the field like that just because of the fear of something happening.
Yeah.
I think that's always going to be in the back of their mind, and that's going to limit his ability to, do shit.
So I kind of have a 2-piecer too. Damar Hamlin was one of mine. I think he's fully clear and he's actually starting. At
Because they got
safety.
him at safety.
Yeah, so I think he's starting and he's cleared. So he started last year. He was decent, but I think it's almost hard to not give it to him. If you're trying to go for somebody that's not in that, that category. I know it's kind of hard to say because of the situation now. I think Jonathan Taylor. Like, I know it's a 4-game suspension or the 4-game IR. But I still think
Because everybody feels bad for him. I'm not being funny. I'm being for real. Like, does that have anything to do with it?
I don't think anybody feels bad for him, but he didn't. He
I feel
was
bad
hurt.
for him.
He was
I know.
hurt.
I got pity for the dude. Like, he is getting screwed over.
Yeah, he was hurt a lot of last year too. So I think him coming back is going to be pretty big. Now I don't think he's coming back to the Colts, but I think on whatever team he goes to, it's going to be a good.
If he goes to the Cowboys, I'm gonna pass out because Jerry Jones is entertaining that shit. Obviously, he entertains anything with 2 legs that can run the ball.
No
but
shit.
If he is for real about that and tries to pull something, I'm gonna pass out because I think that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I think for me, comeback player of the year is about the story. And to me, the only story that makes sense is the player that came back from the dead. And
Yeah, literally. So hard to not.
And
literally.
that's
literally
true.
find
And
odds.
I guess that's true because, like, I try to think of like, okay, they're gone. He's gone for a whole year. That's why I was like, okay, he's gonna be gone for a whole year, and everybody forgot about him. He's gonna come back, and he's gonna be top 15 in receiving yards, bare minimum top 15. I think for Calvin Ridley, he's gonna be the number 1 receiver there. So I'm like, oh, for sure. But obviously, I was thinking same thing with Damar. I'm like, man, the story is like, duh. But is he gonna really be on the field like
Damar
that?
just has to play a game and he wins it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing though, is because like you look at who got it last year. Who got it last
was it
year?
Alex Smith?
I don't even remember.
It was Gino. It was Gino.
Yeah.
it was.
That story was nice. Who got it from like the year before? If a player
Alex Smith.
if a guy gets it from injuring himself and comes back, it's like, oh my gosh, like Alex Smith. If a guy literally dies on the field and is able to come back and play fully healthy, before they said Damar Hamlin literally died and came back to play before Michael Thomas did after an ankle injury. Like, if if you die and come back on the field, you should get the comeback player of the year just by being alive and being back in the
No,
NFL.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. It's just very difficult to vote that this specific one because
It was Gino,
it's an
Joe
opinionated
Burrow.
story that's attached to it.
It was Gino, Joe Burrow, Alex Smith, Ryan Tannehill, Andrew Luck. So
And almost all those are injuries.
Yeah.
So it's like I was trying to be like, oh, it's not going to be an injury. If it is, maybe two. But I was really hoping. I want it to be DeMar Hamlin, but I think the fear for the Bills. I generally don't think he's going to have him on the field. I just
the
don't.
thing is, like
He's
Calvin
on the
Ridley,
field, though.
for Calvin Ridley to get it, he'd have to be like top 10 receiver in the league. For Jonathan Taylor to get it, he'd have to lead the lead in rushing. For Tua to get it, he'd have to have like a 14-win season.
Yeah, no,
All those
no, I
things
agree.
all those things are possible.
Yeah, for sure.
But if DeMar Hamlin plays in one game,
Yeah, and if he gets an interception, oh,
it's over.
the
It's
crowd
over.
is. Don't let him get a game-winning interception.
Oh my god.
Mofos are gonna tattoo Hamlin across their neck, like the no regrets dude from We're the
Yeah.
Millers. No regrets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
But I hope so. That's the
Yeah.
one player like DeMar Hamlin. Everybody, we remember how that was. We were all like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then I remember watching somebody who was talking about a group chat. We're like, "Yo, that shit like it, you know." And then he
Yeah, I
locked
think-
up. We're
yeah.
like, "Yeah, that's one of those things." That's probably one of the most traumatic things we've probably ever seen in the NFL.
Yeah,
Like, I thought Dak's leg
was
when
bad.
it happened, I was like, "Oh my god."
Did he
Alex
not
Smith,
get it coming back from that?
Huh?
He didn't get it coming back from that, did he?
say that one more time.
Dak hurting his leg. He didn't come back and get comeback player of the year, right?
No, he didn't get it. I think Alex
Joe-
Smith or Joe Burrows
Joe
was the
Burrow.
same year.
And like you said, it's kind of hard because you kind of want to base it off of performance, right? Like they came
Yeah,
back.
and that's the only reason why I even said Calvin Ridley. Because I think out of all the players that we've talked about, he is going to have the best performance out of everybody.
Mm.
I think to Tyler's point though, it's like they all have to put up numbers, and really all DeMar has to do is just fucking strap up.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
playing, like he's starting, like
Yeah.
He is on the field. He is
He's
making
playing
tackles.
in a non-humorous way. He's playing a new life. So it's like you can't help but root for it because, bro, man, like he was supposed to be on the field at all, and he was supposed to be walking to see his mama live. And now he's, putting on the helmet and stuff again. You can't help but like appreciate
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Next is coach of the year. I feel like we're all gonna have differing opinions on this.
it. Oh yeah.
This one is tough. Really tough.
I have mine. I don't know if you have yours yet.
Yeah, I got
Um,
mine.
I'm gonna go with Robert Saleh.
Yes, that's mine too.
I feel like he's a very likable coach.
Mm.
Dan Campbell-esque, but I feel like the Jets are really gonna have the wins this season to back it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just a fun guy to watch. I mean, he's energetic.
I like them on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, he gets the team motivated. He has
Yeah.
the Hard Knocks PR going for him. Like
Yeah.
Robert Saleh has a lot. He would almost have to fumble coach of the year. Like he would have
Yeah.
to lose a few bad games tonight.
Yeah, just a full disclaimer, like that was if I initially when I first did this, like Howard, like I was gonna put Doug Peterson just because I think the Jaguars are going to because they're going to win out the division, in my opinion, and they're going to have a home playoff game and possibly win that home playoff game. Like I think that, Doug Peterson. But the Jets coach, I forgot his name. That's why I didn't even write it down. The Jets coach.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna do it too, just because they're gonna go from nothing to something. They're already something and they haven't even won a game yet. But you just see everything. It's like, oh, yeah, something good is gonna happen to us.
Yeah.
It's hard not to see.
So we're all in agreement on one of these picks. That's
Wait,
crazy.
we are?
Yeah, Robert Saleh.
Oh
crazy.
shit!
Because there are a lot of choices. I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly think Mike Tomlin deserves Coach of the Year every single season.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Mike Tomlin was the top one too.
Yeah. And then who else is there? There's Dable won it last year, right?
Yeah, Dable.
And he earned that one too.
I think Mike McDaniel could be one.
Yeah, especially if the Jets went out that division.
You mean the Dolphins, but yeah.
You know, I laughed at myself because I was like, what about Mikey Mike? What about Mike and Mike? If the Cowboys just go crazy, like unfortunately they would give the credit to him,
Yeah.
but like everybody knows, like everybody knows damn well Mike McCarthy's not gonna be the reason why the Cowboys go however far they do.
Yeah.
Logan goes, Dan Campbell, bro. Lions are gonna win the division. Whatever. Dan Campbell's a good coach though, but he's not gonna win.
That's your biggest threat.
Who?
No offense to the Vikings, but the Lions are the biggest threat for sure.
Yeah.
And it's strictly because of that defense.
Dan
Campbell's defensive guy, and if they can figure out a way to bracket Justin Fields and get those 2 wins above him, that'll be good. A little 9-8 division winner.
The way that the Lions ended their season last year, plus adding CJ Gardner-Johnson, just really puts that defense over the top.
And they have another chip on their shoulder because some of their players, Jameson Wilson, everybody's like, oh, you guys are betting? Y'all suck ass. Like, they have another chip on their shoulder to be like, you guys are still doubting us. Like, we've been a laughing stock of the league for the last Barry Sanders years. So it's like, it's about time we do something different. And, it's like everybody's giving it to Chicago. Like, I've seen a lot of people seeing Chicago, and I can only imagine how they feel because they're like, bro, you in the same position as us. Like, we both have been getting our ass beat by Mr. Cheesehead, and now y'all automatically get it because y'all got a good quarterback. I think it's going to be good, though. I can't wait to see that 3-headed race.
Yes.
Big problem for the Lions, though, offensively, is losing Jamal Williams. I think that's gonna.
Hey, let's talk about our team. Let's go.
Jamal Williams scored how many touchdowns last season? 17 or something.
Yeah.
That was good. All right. We're on a good pace right now for the episode. Let's go ahead and get into that team record. Make it quick, make it easy. See what we got, boys.
All right, I'll just start off so we can go ahead and get this thing rolling.
Yeah, get it over with.
Yeah. All right, I said 10-7.
Oh.
Which I think is very doable.
We
won 3
the
games.
Teams we play this year, Josh?
A 7-game turnaround?
Listen,
Josh, that is big as fudge, bro.
Listen, dude. Listen. We're gonna sweep the Packers. We're gonna sweep the Packers. We're gonna go 1-1 with the Lions and the Vikings. Okay, so
if that happens, Eberflus is Coach of the Year. No questions asked.
Yeah, if y'all go 10-7,
we are
comeback player of the year.
We are winning week 1. That's
they're gonna skip over DeMar and be like, him, he got it.
We are beating the Packers week 1. That's 1. We're beating the Bucks. That's week 2. We're losing to the Chiefs. We're beating the Buccaneers. Don't get me with that.
You think y'all beat Baker Mayfield?
Yes. Week 1 win. Week 2 win.
Come over for that one.
Week 3, I'm gonna be at week 3. I'm gonna be at week 3 at the Chiefs, and we're gonna lose. So it's gonna be 2-1. Week 4 against the Broncos.
Let them cook, or you gonna give them cold dishes?
I'll give them a win. So 3-1. Commanders 4-1. Vikings 5-1.
Damn, y'all pulling the first one out?
Raiders 6-1. Chargers, that's a loss. 6-2.
Y'all beating Devontae Adams? Who's gonna cover him? Devontae Adams is going to be a fantasy football orgasm that week. What?
We have Eddie Jackson, and we have 2 really good corners. Okay. And we have a good strong safety. And we have Jermaine Edmonds, and we have TJ Edwards.
I know how you get this time of the year.
Going on.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You rudely interrupted me.
I'm so sorry.
1 win, 2 wins, 2-1, 3-1. I'll say we'll lose to the Broncos, so I'll do 2-2. 3-2 against the Commanders, 4-2 against the Vikings, 5-2 versus the Raiders, 5-3 lost to the Chargers, 6-3 beating the Saints, 7-3 against the Panthers. At Lions, we'll lose that one. 8-4, losing to the Vikings, 8-5, winning against the Lions, 9-5. The Browns will lose, 9-6. Cardinals will win, 10-6. Falcons will win. Is that 11 games? 11-6. We're losing to the Packers, 11-7.
11
I think
6,
there's
17
11-6.
games.
Yeah.
You going with
Hey.
11 wins? Is
I'll
that your final answer, Josh?
Let me say 10 and let me say
I thought you couldn't top it.
let
In
me say
my
10 and
opinion,
7.
a
10-7.
seven game turnaround in the NFL season is
It's doable.
dramatic.
It's
It
doable.
is. Oh no, it's doable. It takes a lot for it to happen, but if it does happen, you'll end up in a situation like this legendary team right here with Troy Aikman and them.
I
But
can't see
too
your
sexy.
shitty TV. Sorry.
That's too sexy for you. You can't see that. That should be.
Can't see your shitty team.
Do you want to go, Tyler? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't need to break it down. We're going 10 and 7.
don't.
10-7. Oh, who's gonna be the real 10-7 team?
We're gonna win the division on point differential. It's
I'm
gonna be a
loving
tight
this.
race.
I am loving this. Ooh, you guys, this is the first legit battle for King of the North you guys have ever had.
Yep.
So
Excited.
I can't wait to see it. I'm a little bit more excited for this than mine, just because like y'all gonna be arguing about it. Mine, I think everything that's happened to the Cowboys last season in this offseason, Gilmore, Cooks, a la losing Zeke, a la getting Deuce, getting rid of Dalton Schultz, and getting rid of Kellen Moore. Everybody says Kellen Moore is really good. Yes, but he gets a little too cute when it's supposed to just run the ball like Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan fumbled the Falcons Super Bowl. I don't care what nobody says. He should have made them run it, and everybody knows it. And I think Kellen Moore is kind of from the same book. It's like, let me show you what I can do. Just do the balance thing and trying to get the dub. And I think all that's going to equal one game better than what we did last year, which is going to make us 13-3. And I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win out the division. Hey, look, man. And you know what? Just because I went last on this, I'm just going to transition first into what I was going to say.
No.
For the Super Bowl,
You're
I'm
not.
going to ride with my guys.
No.
This
Stop.
is the year.
No.
And I'm just going to leave it short and sweet, man. I'm going to leave it short and sweet. The only reason I'm saying this is because, one, the Super Bowl's in Vegas, bro. What better in Vegas is having the Cowboys versus the Jets in the Super Bowl, the most hated quarterback that we can think of, and the most hated team. Hey, I would say Cowboys versus Chiefs because everybody loves Patrick Mahomes, but I'm hoping that the Jets make it because I want the Cowboys to get the win where it matters and get the payback for the Dez catch and turn that to a chip. 32-28. Dallas Cowboys championship number 6. View discretion advised. And the only reason why I'm saying that is
Maybe
because
it's Trey Lance starts for you.
hey, 5 Super Bowls talking. I gotta let it out. This is the end of the episode, so I gotta let it out. So the only reason why I'm going with this is because whenever my team does win a Super Bowl, I don't want it to be when I'm at the end of the year. Yeah, let's go. No, I want it from the start of the Mother Pippin year. I've been rocking with the guys and saying we're gonna win it. And this is gonna be the year. A la Mike McCarthy's gonna be the reason that he's gonna get fired eventually, but whatever, we're gonna win it. So yeah, I'm going with it.
I will say the Cowboys definitely. I think you're right. Right, like you should pick your team whenever they have the best roster and the best possible chance to win the Super Bowl. You should go ahead
And we're
and pick
just
your
one
team,
game
right?
better than last year.
Ride
Last
with
year
your
we were
guys.
12-4.
Problem is you have a big Eagles size issue.
And Giants. I think the
at the
Giants
top.
are better than you.
And the only reason why I have the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl has nothing to do with my offense. It has to do simply because we have the best defense in the league. And I stand on that. We have the best cornerbacks. We're gonna have the number one defense this year.
Hard doable.
And yeah, it's on paper, obviously it's there, but Micah Parsons gonna lead the dogs, and we're gonna turn it up this year. So check the tapes in about 6 months, mofos. Let's go. Y'all got me turned now. Let's go. This is the best part of the episode. Let's go. Talk that. I'm just sitting here sipping. Go ahead.
So my Super Bowl is a little more realistic, I think. I'm gonna go not an exciting matchup, I don't think. But Bengals, Eagles. Eagles squeak it out 23-21. That's what I got.
Got 32-28 from the Cowboys.
What do you got, Josh?
I got the 49ers and the Chiefs again.
This is Cavaliers Warriors shit right there.
I think my problem with the Chiefs this year is that they win the Super Bowl every other year, so they can't win this year. Like they're not gonna go. Honestly,
It's the same thing I was thinking with the Patriots, bro. The Patriots, we all see them as a dynasty, not debatable. The Chiefs, and in that dynasty with the Patriots, they went 10 years without going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or 10 years without winning. To say that the Chiefs are not in that same bubble in regards to having a spell where they do drop the ball, obviously we know the likelihood of them being a Super Bowl. None of us gonna be surprised the Chiefs make it. We're gonna be like, oh yeah, Chiefs a Super Bowl, whatever, cool. Everybody around us that don't really know football is gonna be wearing red and screaming for Patrick Mahomes, knowing damn well they don't even know who the starting running back is. But like, it's possible. But I just think that the AFC is so much harder than the NFC that whoever makes it out the NFC, whoever makes it out of the American Football Conference with the Chiefs, the Jets, whoever, they're going to be so beat up. It's going to be very tough to be able to, whoever just walked in on the NFC, because the NFC is weaker. You know, the top three quarterbacks, Dak, Jalen Hurts, and whoever else want to put it.
I feel like last year the Chiefs were a good team with a superhuman quarterback. Now they're an average team at best with a superhuman quarterback.
Everybody's forgetting about Chris Jones.
Yeah,
like
that's huge.
Chris Jones,
huge.
He is like, the people that don't know Chiefs football organization, they don't understand. Everybody's like, Chief. Their number one defensive player was not Tyrann Mathieu when they went to the Super Bowl. All 3 times. Yeah, both 2 times. They were not it was Chris Jones every single time. Tyrann Mathieu played a big part, but Chris Jones was the anchor for that defense.
I think the Chiefs defense is like number 3 in the league with Chris Jones, and when he was out, they were like 28th or something like that. It's a huge drop off. I do think he'll resign with the team eventually, but they have lost a lot. Like last year, they pretty much only lost Tyreek Hill, and they were able to kind of mix and match and replace his production. But this season is different. The Chiefs are not the powerhouse team they were last year. And obviously the AFC is way stronger.
So if Patrick Mahomes goes out for 2 weeks or goes out for a game and a half, like he did last year, Chad Henne will get eaten alive this year.
I believe the Bengals are the true super team of the AFC.
I think the Jets are the dark horse just because they got Aaron Rodgers, and everybody wants them to lose, and they're expecting them to lose. I don't think the only people that really have the Jets really going to the Super Bowl is Vegas. I'm not even picking them because of Vegas. I just kind of like Aaron, y'all know
that. Yeah. So I believe that wraps it up, boys. Do we want to do a prediction for week 1?
Cowboys getting the dub. 24-21. Little field goal. It's gonna be ugly. Dak's gonna throw an interception.
Dak's definitely gonna throw at least
Reception.
200.
Tony Pollard, I don't even know if he's gonna play or not.
Start with two.
And CeeDee Lamb is gonna start off with 115 yards receiving. And Diggs is gonna get a dropped interception, and Stephon Gilmore is gonna catch an interception. That's my stat line.
Bears win 28-21.
I think the Vikings win
But we
13
all
to-
should be talking next week 1-0.
13-20 against the Bucks.
Yep.
I don't like the fact that almost every season opener that we've had, the show is on. I gotta be on the show every time the Cowboys had their first game. So it's like, I gotta talk about all this football stuff that's happening today when I'm just on the edge of my seat. watching
Sunday
my-
night again?
Yeah, we playing Sunday night against the Giants.
Again? It has been like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, and it's because it's an unfortunate thing for some people, but for me, it's like I get it. It's the most lucrative franchise of all time. Got to put them on TV first. I was like, damn, can we get like a Monday night or something a little different? Like I got shit to do on Sunday night, man. I can't be trying to talk on my phone in my lap, trying to see what's going on.
All right, that's the episode, boys. These predictions are locked and loaded.
I sent mine in the chat already, so y'all can look at my receipts.
Anyone who watches this episode afterwards, go ahead and put your predictions in the comments
Yes,
below.
please. Comeback
so-
player of the year, coach,
Yeah.
rookie, offense, defense, MVP. We need all that. And let's see who was right and who was wrong.
Yep, and then we'll be going back to this episode all year long to see who was right, who was wrong, all that stuff. So that's gonna end it. See you, boys.
So we're gonna be live from the 305 next week, right?
Yep. We'll be in studio.
We'll see
Yep,
everybody
in
live.
studio.
We'll be at the studio.
All right, see you,
All right,
boys.
y'all.
All right,
See ya.
take it easy.
Peace.